Once again, Bitcoin is literally retesting a very important resistance area. We can literally pump or dump from this pivotal point because Bitcoin is right now, we actually are retesting the zone of the value area high, which is around 70.5 to 71.5. And as we've said, guys, on the higher time frame, this is the zone where we either see Bitcoin continue much higher or actually get a drop. I've got new potential trades I'm going to be talking about, potentially even logging the low on Bitcoin right now on the NY session, because obviously we got the zone of importance on the higher time frame. We've spoken about how important it is to actually make the most out of the consolidation on Bitcoin, because obviously there will come a day or time where Bitcoin actually goes above either the value area high, so we go above the value area from the upside, the value area high from the upside, I can clearly see from 71.5, or we actually lose 66k and we drop to 60k. So right now, if somebody's looking for the bullishness of Bitcoin, we obviously need Bitcoin to go above 71.5 for us to go above the value area high of the whole 2-month consolidation, and also for us to potentially go above the uptrend that was started, or the downtrend that was started from us dropping from 76k. So however, right now with the market close to open, we haven't yet gotten this happen on Bitcoin. We didn't get a move upwards. If Bitcoin holds on to 71.5, I've said that we can clearly get an easy move upwards onto the 73 to 74k zone. However, with the current price action being below 71, this remains to be an important resistance area. So let's just assume that Bitcoin is not able, or does not, reclaim 71.5, and we actually continue lower. Where exactly am I looking to actually long the market on Bitcoin? I've got 3 potential or even 4 potential trades that would maybe potentially help Bitcoin avoid dropping to 60k, because obviously, guys, on the higher time frame, I've said quite a lot that whenever Bitcoin is consolidating, if we happen to go and take the liquidity from the upside, we could be then targeting the other side of the liquidity. We could be going to 60. We have been forming amazingly well higher lows, and whenever we have a structure of higher lows upon higher lows, there will be a time, there will come a day. I'm not saying that I'm expecting Bitcoin to drop. I'm not saying to sell short Bitcoin right now. I'm just saying that from a tactical point of view, if Bitcoin just hold down 71k, we start going down, we drop and lose 68k, and then we see finally, and I guess the last important zone, which is 65.5, to get lost. If all of this happens on Bitcoin, we get this area remaining to be resistance, we get a drop, we could be looking at 60k on Bitcoin. But again, as traders, guys, I will never ever tell you to randomly long or sell Bitcoin. It's not about actually just randomly shorting Bitcoin because we can drop to 60, but just keep that in mind that if Bitcoin is not able to actually go above 71, we could be technically going to 60k. However, we obviously got multiple trades and multiple ideas and setups, and I even got a scalp trade potentially long for Bitcoin on the lower time frame. If I go on the 15-minute time frame, we can clearly see that we had put the low on today, on Tuesday, pre-NY open at or up, just above, slightly above 70k, and we clearly got 70k as a full liquidity filled zone, as you can clearly see. So if Bitcoin was to actually go lower, I could be potentially looking to long the zone where we get the NY open at the NY session, we get a move lower, we take out the liquidity of today's low. Plus, also, by the way, guys, also Mondays, not the Monday low, but at least the Monday NY session low. And after that, if we happen, again, at this point, we either drop lower, so we avoid taking a long, but maybe, just maybe, Bitcoin gives us a little fake out, we catch an amazing long. So if you are looking to trade, this is the closest long I'm looking into for the time being. However, if this is not given, if Bitcoin drops, I obviously said, guys, that if Bitcoin loses 70, we can be ready for a potential drop. We can be waiting for 68.2 to 67.8. This this is the zone of interest of mine. Why? Because obviously on the higher time frame, if Bitcoin continues on losing such important support zones, so let's just say I lose, or we lose 70 and then we lose 68k, we could be looking at 66k, and after that, if we lose 66k, we could be dropping to 60. So I'm not randomly telling you to short, quite the opposite. Whenever we're dropping, I'm looking to actually long Bitcoin. However, just understand, guys, that if Bitcoin is not able to hold 71k, we could be seeing lower and lower. However, the bearishness wouldn't increase quite like exponentially as long as we're not breaking support. We got 70, we could be looking to long it, 68k and then 66k. These are all both at the same time, important support zones, but also potential amazing long zones. So right now, I'm looking at those levels on Bitcoin. I'll be looking to long if we continue dropping. However, obviously, if we randomly pump above 71.5, I'll be waiting for 73, 74 for a potential trade. And also for Ethereum, guys, something similar could be, forming and could be taken on Ethereum too, because obviously, whenever we trade Bitcoin, Bitcoin is the market mover. However, you can actually make more profit by understanding the setups that I'm given on Bitcoin, and then replicating them on a certain other asset or a certain coin. So on ETH's case, I may be looking to long potentially the zone of 2080 to 2050. I do think that it is a good long support zone, to be honest, but only if Bitcoin is hitting its own long support zone. So if I'm going to be monitoring Bitcoin, let's just say Bitcoin goes to 68k while ETH is hitting the zone, I could be thinking about longing either ETH or Bitcoin. But to be honest, I think that Bitcoin could be offering us amazing setups. If we go higher, avoid, shorting. But if we drop lower, you could be looking to longs. However, just understand that losing 70 is bad, losing 68 is super bad, but finally losing 65.7, 66k would be the last straw that would drop Bitcoin to 60k, guys, very immediately and quickly.